Hello friends, my name is Ben Hansen, and we've been looking at diagnostic questions for making disciples. Before he ascended into heaven, Jesus told his disciples to go and make more disciples, and to make more disciples of all nations. And we're on number 3 this week. The first question that we can ask ourselves is, are we applying truth? Are we not just speaking or hearing truth, but actually working it into our lives? And the second question is, do we have a Christ-first mentality when we want to respond to something, or in anticipation of something, or just in life in general, are we turning to Christ first? And the third diagnostic question that we can ask ourselves for today is, are we reaching the lost? In order to make disciples of all nations, we need to make disciples of more than just this church nation. I really enjoy seeing young Christians, or maybe older Christians who have been shallow, moving to a place of greater maturity, of changing from a laid-back perspective and a casual approach toward God's mission, maybe even a spectator approach, watching it happen, to being actively engaged, to working with others, to applying the gifts that God has given them. So I really enjoy that. But in order to make disciples of all nations, we need to make disciples of more than just this nation. There are many people out there who need to hear the gospel of Jesus, and not just hear it and be transformed, but who need to become a part of this greater thing called the body of Christ, which is on this mission to continue Christ's mission to save the earth, to say it like that. So going back to the diagnostic question, are we reaching the lost? Are we prioritizing time with those who are unsaved, with people of a different nation than our own? And that's more than, we think of missionaries going overseas and ministering to people and translating Bibles into new languages. But there are other nations in this nation. There are other nations in the Tampa Bay area. I think of the Jewish nation, the ex-Catholic nation, the Scientology nation, downtown Clearwater, the people who are nominally Christian, who I went to church a couple times a year. I consider myself a Christian, but they're not an actual disciple of Christ. And then just the general, ambivalent agnostics that are everywhere in America. These are all different spiritual nations that the church needs to reach out to. We need to do more than just trade Christians with other churches. So that's the third diagnostic question. And then overall, I just want to remind, as we wrap up, there were only 3 questions, that these are not check boxes like, oh yeah, I do all these. In my family or my church as a whole, or in my small group, do them all, I'm good. Or the opposite, gosh, I do none of these. Maybe I should just quit aspiring to become a disciple maker. But no, these are not, pass, fail, success or failure. These are kind of aspirational. Are we content to just speak and listen? Or do we want to get into the work that's involved of applying, of changing our mindset, of going out? These are next steps. But yeah, these are diagnostic questions that I want to encourage you with, not challenge you with, not beat you up with. But hopefully give you some aspirations for the people that are in your care, the people that you are leading. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.